Yeah.
Tonight on Bottom, we set out to make California its own independent country.
Yeah. But you know, stupid. North Carolina also signed that thing. The home of NASCAR was like, yeah, the rest of the nation, screw you. Like, yeah. Y'all don't have the pollution problem. Cali does. You go away.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is okay. Could you imagine an EV NASCAR race?
I think I would commit suicide right then and there. I would just.
It wouldn't work because everyone would run out of charge by lap 4.
That's also true. That is also very true. Yep.
No, they would have to do the wires like the old street cars.
Oh yeah.
I'd have to do it like the Dodgems.
Yeah. Like the whole San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh no! It would be a one lap race. Yeah. That's what they do. That's what they'd have to do.
I think in Germany they're actually trialing that type of rail at the top system.
Yeah. So I still say, why don't you just give us the Jetson cars and be done with it? We'll just fly around.
Yeah. Like honestly.
That would be an electric car I would get behind.
See, I have a gripe with flying cars though, because everyone's like, flying cars, we need flying cars. I'm sitting here like, okay, how are you gonna fly it? You already need a pilot's license to fly a personal helicopter or a little Cessna. So you're not going to be able to buy a flying car and then actually fly it on your own. You need to have a pilot's license.
You don't need a pilot's license, which is the little thing with a hang glide. You don't need a. But to be fair, if you're still in the UK, which is supposed to be one of the safest roads in Europe, get 1,800 people killed a year on roads. Now you're trusting those same people with flying vehicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now, if you're having accidents in the air, like above the ground, and you have an accident, you're done.
Yeah. Well, and then you're coming to the ground, which means the people down there's in trouble too.
Yeah. What if you fall onto someone driving on the highway in their normal vehicle?
Imagine road rage and flying cars.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
No, that's just a dog fight.
Especially in Florida. In Florida. Could you imagine all the Florida Man headlines?
Yes,
car?
I was just gonna say.
Breaks the window.
Florida Man shoots other Florida Man because he has the wrong color of helicopter.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Right. That would change the perspective of drive-bys, I guarantee it.
That would give him a whole new definition.
Because they never know where it came from.
A cartoon bomb over the side of someone's house.
Right. What would scare me about flying cars? Not only is the traffic, just people's going. You can't put a stop sign in the sky. So I mean, let's face it, you're gonna have problems.
I mean, how are you gonna ticket a flying car if it's parked?
The fact
how are you gonna get enough speed cameras? You have to have speed cameras up to 400 feet.
And then the fact that there is going to be somebody who is a shade tree mechanic whose flying car decides not to start that morning and they have to get to work. So you know what? I'm going to fix it and go to work. And that's scary business right there. They go out with some tie wire and a roll of duct tape and a hammer going, I got it. You know,
they go out all Jezza and go, yeah, I'm gonna fix this, and then I'm gonna go to work. And then, meanwhile, it causes like 10,000 accidents.
They'll have a flying car and they'll reattach all the flying mechanism with zip ties.
Yep. Their whole mentality is, well, the Wright brothers did it, so why can't I? That would be their entire mentality.
They'll be out there tying it together with like bath towels or something.
Yeah.
With bath mats, zip ties, duct tape. Yeah.
Hey, I can't say nothing. That's how my dad got rid of several cars back in the day. My dad had like a short used car lot in the backyard because he had like 7 cars. He'd buy them really cheap, fix them, run them till you couldn't fix them no more. Well, my mom got mad at him, told him to get rid of a bunch of cars. And he had one that the oil pan had busted in it and was leaking something terrible. So he wrapped bath towels around it, took it down to the local junkyard and sold it.
That reminds me, my granddad told me a story. He bought I think it was an old Vauxhall Seneca, big barge thing, and one of the brake calipers wasn't stuck on. So he just took the brake disc off and just drove home with 3 brakes. He put one block in between.
Get ready to steer to one side.
Okay.
You do that back because there was no traffic, so you hadn't had to brake too much. And it would you could do that reasonably. I saw a picture on Facebook where they would literally, if scrap collectors had running cars, they'd use the running car, strap another shell on top of that running car, and drive the whole lot down to the junction.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way.
That is so true. That is so true.
It's quite an interesting will, though.
Yeah. That's a lot of work, though.
Where it specifically says, hey, if I don't make it, you get this completely busted up car with another shell on top.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to do with it, but go ahead.
You know,
It's all yours. Have fun with
like
it.
double racing they did, but instead of having any use, except there's no one controlling the top vehicle.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. Okay, can I bring up something that may start a fight? I don't necessarily mean to.
Okay.
Alright.
No, I mean, I have seriously been binge watching this whole Throttle House on YouTube.
Yep.
Because I just found out about them like a month or so ago, and so I've been like catching up with all their old videos. And I gotta say, them two dudes are funny. I mean, funny.
Yeah.
Could they possibly be the two-man modern Top Gear kind of thing?
That's not a fight. That's just the truth.
That's
They're doing a better job.
I was waiting for me just on this one.
They're doing a better job presenting Top Gear than the actual Top Gear presenters.
The current,
Hell.
the problem is the way Top Gear is scripted. I don't think it'd fit those types of people. Because Top Gear is a scripted show, which then Clarkson and Mayhem haven't made funny by working their best around the script because the BBC are annoying. That's why that's why Grand Tour is a lot more free for them. That's why it's such a different show.
But this Throttle House is a scripted show too, and these two guys are hilarious. You have a Canadian and a British guy, and let's face it, they are hilarious together. They work just like the trio did, but there's only two of them. And honestly, I don't think it would work if they brought in a third person because they work as a pair perfectly.
Yeah, they've got really good chemistry. I don't know how funny they are. I haven't watched enough of their videos, but they're good together. They do bounce off each other really well.
It's hilarious. Like today, I got to laughing because he was trying to explain like the difference between the Alpina BMW, like the X5, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and rewatch it. And then he was talking about how when BMW builds something, he was comparing the actual BMW to the Alpina. And it was hilarious. He was showing like he was putting this ice cream in, and he had this like peach juice he was putting in, and one was like the and then the other one was then he got the like the sportiness of it. And for the BMW, he had this cheeseburger, and he dumps that in the blender. And then for the Alpina, he has these nice berries. It's like blackberries and strawberries and all this. Well, Thomas, the British guy, walks in after he gets them blending them all up, pouring them into cups, and he's doing this comparison. And he goes, he's talking about how one's much more enjoyable than the other. And Thomas walks in and goes, "Oh, a banana smoothie!" And he just starts downing the one with the cheeseburger ground up in it. And it was like hilarious. It's all scripted, but it is so funny the way they work together. And it's like, dude, this is great. It's like, the whole, it kind of reminds you of how old Top Gear used to be.
Yeah. 2002 to 2015. Yeah.
Yeah. But their small YouTube channel. And it's like, really, this is hilarious, man. How do you guys not get an actual TV show?
Honestly, I think they could make it into a TV show.
Yeah, they could definitely.
It already is somewhat of a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, their production's pretty good, and they got the access to the cars. I mean,
Yeah. So you haven't begun any kind of fight, Doug. We're all agreeing with you. Those two guys were amazingly together, and I was better than the actual taco presenters now.
As much as I like the current presenters, I think you're right, Doug. Because I've been enjoying the past couple of seasons, but even then, I think I'm with Doug on this one. They would be better.
Yeah.
I still think Harris should have his own show where he just he's perfect for that. And
immediately,
he dry until he got hired for Top Gear.
He should ditch the two cricket players and just make his own show.
knocked on your door and said, "We have a vacancy as presenter. Would you like to go?" You're not going to say no, are you?
Yeah.
So.
Another good channel though that's I think giving Chris Harris a run for his money when they have the Top Gear videos is Carfection on YouTube.
Yes.
Holy crap! The production value is off the charts. It's as good as Top Gear, if not slightly better, because there's a little bit more of an artistry to the way that they shoot the video.
Yeah, talk about that one.
It's good. It's pretty. The new 992 911 GT3 review that had a good beginning. The rest, they have a good review on the Aston Martin DBX actually. That one's pretty good.
I have to check out. Is Carfection?
Yep, like car perfection, but with the affection part.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
Check that
love
out.
their presentation.
If you go old Top Gear, there's a guy called JM. He had a Drive Tribe account for a short while.
James May.
Right. If he does the way he films is like old Top Gear reviews, like Quentin, like the way Quentin would film a film, and I love that old slow style TV.
Mm.
Yeah, and I enjoy that, and I find his videos really interesting. He does literally everything. I think he went one episode he had a 80 grand Audi A, and then the next episode he had a 6 grand Citroen C6.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah. Got a wide variety of vehicles on that.
Yeah. You know what a good channel is though for like car build? Hold on. Excuse me, for car build and stuff. Tavares. He has so many different builds. He has the McLaren. He had the Pimp My Ride, Chrysler. I think it was a Chrysler Town and Country. Then you have Car Trek on his channel as well. It's like, my God, that man's busy.
Yeah.
It is amazing that. Oh, go ahead.
Then you have the Veyron he has, which.
Yeah.
I did not know he had a Veyron. Oh my God.
That was in, that was in one of the latest Drive Tribe videos.
His Civic Veyron.
I did not. Okay, I didn't know about that.
It's an actual, yeah, it's the Civic that he's
I see.
made into a Bugatti.
Gotcha.
Why?
Because he doesn't have enough money for an actual one, I guess.
One of the doctors in town
I think
had a Pontiac Fiero that he tried to push off as a Lamborghini. It's like, really? Really?
Oh my God.
See,
First of all, I've never heard a Lamborghini sound like that, but anyway.
Yeah, I've never heard of a Lambo V10 sounding like that, but okay.
Pontiac Fiero Corsa. You know.
See, if the Veyron actually looks good though, if the kit car looks good, which they rarely do, they have the benefit of also having a really cheap but reliable Veyron that doesn't take a lot of money to replace parts on.
Yeah.
Look good.
Okay, never mind.
But let's face it, you really want the real Veyron.
Oh yeah.
You want the real thing.
I mean, the Veyron isn't a car you get for the prettiness. It's a car you get for a W16.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute. Oh wait. I think the Veyron's a good-looking car. I do.
I think it's that good. Like, I think a DB9 looks better than the Veyron.
I think the Chiron looks better than the Veyron.
Yeah, the Chiron. That's questions asked. I don't think the Veyron is that good.
It's okay. The only time I get iffy on the Chiron is from the back. I like the Veyron butt better, but the Chiron it's too open.
I think the Veyron's butt is like, you know those explicit photos of like prostitutes? And you get it? Yeah. It looks like that. I'm trying to make this show non-kid friendly, but seriously, it doesn't look that good.
My problem with the Veyron's rear is it kind of looks like a car that's been wide on it, but it hasn't. So for some reason, because the rear fenders are so wide, it doesn't look in proportion.
Oh yeah, because you have the normal body and then you have the grafted on.
Yeah, and then you have the little hoops that divide them, and it makes it look a bit funny. Little chrome.
Now the only Veyron I've seen that I thought nope is there's when people do the two-tone beige and brown. Why in the world do you think? How boring is your life that you went into a Veyron dealership and said, yes, I want one in beige and chocolate brown?
Next week on Drive Tribe, they'll be announcing James May has bought a Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah. So what the person did was they went to the dealership and said, hey, I want poop brown and I want diarrhea brown on my car. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Maybe diarrhea brown. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be allowed to have brown cars anymore. I think it should be outlawed.
I think exemptions should be allowed because some are okay, but not many.
Name one.
That Viper I sent a while ago.
Yeah, actually, I'll agree with you on that. That one looks okay.
It's probably mostly because it has the stripes on it, though.
Actually, I think I may begin a fight with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Genuinely, this might be a fight. Brown on the inside, like brown leather seats on like an Audi A8, BMW 750 IL. Brown interior, I think it looks okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too, it looks nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Better than the black interior you get on literally every. The problem is people order cars for the next owner. They order a car because it was used car sale. So you get a black car with the with the inoffensive wheels, with the black interior, and it just looks dull.
Yep, I'm 100% with you
there. Someone's conflicted about being a gangster.
The thing with the brown interior, Leela, is the fact, I think if it's like the natural brown color of leather, it's fine. But it's when they take leather and then try to dye it a certain color of brown is when it goes wrong. Because I have seen a few cars where the natural leather is a darker brown, and that's fine. But then you get into, I'm going to call out some trucks here. The Ford Rancher, the top end Ford F-150s. That's a different. That looks like a dyed brown, and that don't look good. It don't. And once you get into that, I think that's horrible, and I don't care for those. Brown interiors can get iffy. They can, definitely. And if it's brown Volgalore, no.
No. I'm explicitly talking about brown leather. Brown leather interior. I probably didn't make that clear. Yeah. But brown leather is okay for me. But yeah, brown cloth, sport cloth, fake leather, Volgalore, any of that, no.
Nah. Could go leather to design a brown cloth seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, how dull must your life be?
Right. No, I'm with you. I think brown interiors can be fine, as long as it's not on everything.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, as long as you have something mixing it up. Yeah.
Especially in some of the old cars, you get in, they do have the brown leather and stuff, and that's fine. Do you remember? The '80s models. I believe it was BMWs. They would have the black and brown seats with the black interior. Oh, it just looked like you're stepping into a bad Elmer Fudge cookie, or Keebler cookie or something.
You know the
leather?
the BMW M3 that Hammond had when they went to Germany.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not quite it. No, that's a bad combo. That is a bad combo.
That was horrible.
Was that it had that black seat back or some? It had some seat back that wasn't brown on top of everything else. So it was just a poor combination. It was like a caramel and then a dark chocolate. It was like.
It looks like folded plastic toys you get. They just connect the two pieces together.
Yeah, it was like a bad sport jacket.
It was like one of those bad. It was like one of those Bugattis that Doug was talking about. The baby poop brown and the actual like adult poop brown. Those two shades blended.
Now, the interior I don't like, and they're still kind of doing it. Old VWs and Porsches, which same thing, had the plaid interior.
Plaid.
It looked like somebody cut up a plaid shirt and decided to make seat covers out of it.
I remember that back on. You can get that on Golfs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that's actually the only way that it would look okay is if you had it on a Golf GTI.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I prefer if it was leather versus leather every day. But honestly, the plain cloth seats look okay in pictures, but after about 5 minutes, they look terrible of actual use. And I think the plaid kind of breaks that up a bit.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I think you're the odd one out there, though, because I'm with the other two on this one. I quite like it because to me because all interiors are so serious. They're all the same. They're all black, and it's like, wow, a plaid interior. Like it's a weird choice for sure, but it's something very different. Like you don't see automakers putting on the seat backs the face of Pac-Man. You don't see them putting the Punisher logo on it or skulls or like nothing. Plaid is a weird choice, but I like the variance. If nothing else, because it's better than just an entirely black interior. I mean, because you also have the black seat back and then the golf ball gear knob as well. It's like that is a car that doesn't take itself seriously. That's kind of a funny environment to be in.
But then again, it's not supposed to because it's a Golf GTI. It's a hot hatch. It's supposed to be fun and kind of quirky and out of the box. And next to the plain black leather seats, you think, okay, do you want? Well, of course, for me, I live down south. It's hot 6 months out of the year. You don't want a black interior in Texas because that's just too hot.
Yeah.
So the plaid, it breaks it up, like Cody said, and it's a better choice than black because you won't step into a car in the middle of August when it's 105 degrees out and melt your face off.